welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and I would love it if you would consider subscribing. And if you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss an upload. And to my returning subscribers, you know I love you so much. Okay, well, what we're going to do is I have seen a lot of Restoration Hardware bowls, and I'm totally obsessed with them, and I wanted to try to make my own. Now, you can get glass containers or jars somewhere and redo it, but I wanted to totally create one from concrete, and that's what we're going to be doing, okay? So I filmed this in little sections over the last couple days. So what we're going to do is flip to me showing you how to make the bowl, what you'll need, and you can customize this so much. I'm putting it on a pedestal. You wouldn't have to. And I'm going to make some smaller bowls that aren't on pedestals. You can paint this, which is what we're going to do. I cannot wait. So let me flip to past Tanya, and then we'll come back and we'll paint this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what you're going to need to make the container, okay? You just go to Walmart, and they have this, I think it was like $5 and something for these different size plastic bowls, okay? And what you want to do is we're going to be using the medium and the larger bowl. Then, and it was like $5 something, I think I said. And then this bowl was like $1 something. They come in different colors. I picked this one up, and this is going to be the base. And then we're just going to use some Pam cooking spray, okay? So we're going to go outside with our mortar and mix this up. Okay, this is the Rapid Set mortar mix we picked up at Lowe's. It was very inexpensive. It's 25 pounds. It's a bag inside there, and you can use Quikrete if you wanted, but this, Melvin seemed to like it better, so that's what I thought we'd go with, because I didn't want anything to look like it had rocks inside of it or anything. I thought that would ruin the effect. Now, you do want to wear gloves when you're working with concrete and a mask, because those particles fly up and it's just not good to breathe. Okay, so we're going to mix 4 cups of the mortar to 1 cup of water, okay? So that's what we're doing. We're just using an old Solo cup. Okay, now what I'm doing is spraying Pam baking spray all over the inside and the bottom of the smaller bowl and the inside of that little bowl. And you want to get a really good coating. I don't think I put enough. Now Melvin has mixed up my mortar, and he's just dumping it inside the big bowl that has been sprayed on the inside with Pam. Either use a lot of Pam or use a different type of oil, because ours kind of stuck a little bit, okay? And then you just want to put it in there. Don't like spread it out. Then I'm picking up the medium-sized bowl and just squishing that in there. And I had Melvin go ahead and push it all the way down in for me because it was hard to hold the camera. And then what you want to do is get the paint cans and put in the center. And then I'm going to go along. Well, I guess I went ahead and filled around the edges, but what I would really recommend that you do is put the paint can down in the center. That will squish it down more. Then you can go around the edges and add more the mortar mix where you need it and smooth it out. But it gives a lovely effect once it is dry, as you will see. Okay, we had to mix up more for our little bowl, and that's going to be the base. So he's pouring that in there, and I just want that to be level because you don't want, since it's a base, you don't want it to be crooked. Okay, so I gave that about 3 hours, and then I'm going to come back and check on both of those. Okay, now it's time to turn them out. Now we had to use snips to get that outside bowl off because it was too adhered. I didn't have enough spray. So either use a different type of oil or something, but he just snipped it and then it comes right out, and look how beautiful and old that looks. I love it. Now our smaller base, it just flipped right out. We did not have any problems at all because I put a lot of the Pam baking spray on that. And look how old that looks. Love it. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm taking my Scotch felt pads that I picked up at Lowe's. You get 12. They weren't very expensive. And I'm going to place them on the bottom of the base of my vessel or pot or planter because I don't want it to scratch my table, and that concrete is very rough. So I figured I would put 4 on there. You could even go around in a circle on the outside if you wanted, but I wanted to make sure that it was level, and I did manage to keep it level, and they stick very nicely to this concrete. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm showing you this Gorilla Maximum Strength Clear Adhesive. Picked it up at Lowe's, and I'm going to put it on the top of our base and then set the bowl part of our pot on top, and that's what I'm using to adhere it. Now, I think I could have used more of the adhesive. It does have a smell, I will tell you that, but I think I got it on there well enough. It hasn't come loose and you can pick it up, so, but I would recommend go out a little further than I did. I wasn't sure, even though it dried clear, how much you'd really be able to see. So I put that on there, and then I had Melvin help me because that bowl is heavy, and I tried to get it on straight, and I looked, and I was like, nah, it's crooked. So we picked it up and set it back down, and then that turntable is great, and it was perfect. So all you do is just press down. I let that dry overnight, and but first what I did is I went through here and I filled up where those 2 bowls come together. It leaves a little lip, and I wanted it to look like 2 bowls, not 1 bowl. So I just had him mix me up a little bit more mortar. It's 4-to-2, 4 parts of the mortar mix to 1 part water, and I just went through there and put it in the areas that I thought needed it, and then I took my fingers with the gloves, make sure you have the gloves on, and smoothed it out, and it looked perfect. Okay, now we're back in the present. Okay, is this not gorgeous? I am so obsessed. If you would see this out, you'd pay so much money for this. I have it on a little turntable. You can make it as rustic looking. I left holes in mine. If you don't want holes, you can just stick like a skewer down in there to get the air bubbles out, or kind of shake it. I wanted mine to look very old. And then I showed how I went around and glued the top to the bottom, and how I got rid of some of these little pieces. Now what you can do if you want is take a sander, like a little Dollar Tree sander block, sanding block, and get this all kind of good and level. But I want mine just like this. Love it. The more rustic, I'm all for it. Okay, now we're going to paint this. Okay, now you can paint it any color that you want. It would be gorgeous, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint and plaster, and then I'm going to take some baking soda. I've done this before on my channel. I can't find the container that I normally put this in. That's okay, I'm going to use a solo cup. It's totally up what you want to do. You just put in as much of this as you want texture. I'm just sprinkling in. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. Then I'm going to take this plaster and I'm going to put it right down in here. Just pour it. Then I'm going to take this little craft stick and I'm just going to start stirring this up till I get what the consistency I want. I hope I have enough of this paint to go all over. I don't know. We'll see. And you wouldn't have to add the baking soda if you don't want, because this already has a nice texture. Now, I would recommend anytime you work with concrete, you wear a mask. And you also, I gotta have to put a little bit more. And you wear gloves. I've made this really full of texture before. It just depends. I don't care if it's super textury. Okay, now I'm just gonna use these chip brushes. I picked them up at Walmart. You get a set of 3 because I'm not sure what this would do to a good brush, okay? So I'm just gonna get down in here and I'm just gonna start painting this. And some of this will probably go ahead and come off around the edges. That is fine with me, I don't care. I just want it to be wonderful and old looking. Probably should take this off. I did not seal this before I'm painting it. Didn't do anything like that. But you can, like I said, you can do so many colors. I just wanted something that would go quite nicely to whatever decor I was using. And anything really goes, to be honest. But I love all those pitted little places inside here. It just gives it such an authentic look. Looks so old. And this only took a couple hours to set up, but I did it over a couple days because, as you know, we were busy with the gutters and everything. So in between gutters, I was trying to do this. But look at this, just look. It looks like a vessel that you would find just so old and it's been through so much. I just love it. Like I said, if you wanted, you could even these edges up. I do not want it. And this little thing here makes painting so much easier. I don't know what took me so long to get one. Okay, and we're going to layer several colors of paint on this. So it's going to be so pretty. And this chip brush seems to be working quite nicely for what I wanted it to do. So I'm happy about that. You could honestly leave it painted this color and it would be gorgeous. But I don't want to. I love that little lip it gives. And it's so inexpensive to make this. You would see this out, you would pay so much money for this. You could even put stain in your concrete if you wanted, and you wouldn't even have to paint it. You could color it. But I think this is fun, very relaxing. I love to paint, so this is not already gorgeous. I love it. So authentic and old looking, okay? Now I'm gonna put this in a baggie, like I've done in the past, so it won't dry out in case I need it. And I'm gonna get my hair dryer and then I'll be right back. I changed my mind. I don't want to dry this. I'm going to start putting paint on this while it is still damp. I think that's gonna be really cute, okay? So I'm going to take some Waverly chalk paint in Fawn. Totally just depends on what color you want. Going to pour out a little bit right here. Okay, then I'm going to take a paper towel, just a paper towel, wad it up, kind of dab it off, and start just dabbing this in places. I think this is going to be so adorable. Make sure you dab it off so it doesn't get all on there. Too strong. Because I want some white to still be seen. It's really whatever you want, how you want to do it. If you think you got it a little much in the places, you could just do this. just like you're cleaning it out, and it gives it a nice look. You could use a sponge if you wanted. I'm definitely liking the wet paper towel mode, okay? So we're gonna take, I really wet that a lot. I'm gonna put this on here and just kind of, just work it until you're happy with it. You can wipe as much or a little off as you want. Okay, we're just gonna put it right on here. I definitely like it better wet. That way if it gets too much, you can kind of just take it off. See what we're getting? If you would walk in and see something like that, you would pay a lot of money. But like I said, it's so forgiving doing it this way. It's whatever you want to do. I'll probably seal this with a paint, like either a spray sealer, water-based spray sealer when I'm through. That's probably what I'll do. It's really just until you're happy with how it looks. There really isn't a right or wrong way to do this. It's just very forgiving. I really am liking how this is looking. Just look at this. So pretty. Do I want to add a darker color? That is so pretty. I tell you what, I don't think I'm going to add the Nimbus. I don't think. Okay, here this is. I love it. I've said that throughout the whole video, but I truly do. You could add darker colors. You could do whatever you want, but this is how I want to do it. Now I'm just going to take this garland I got at Hobby Lobby, and this is just, I'm only doing this now because I'm going to do something with it for Easter, but I don't have any in my florals. So this is just so we can get an idea of what you can actually do with this. And I cut this garland in two because I didn't want, it to be, it's so big, it would take up tons of room. So you just gotta kind of work with it till you get it like you want. Just kind of really organic, and just, you can even cut some of it off, whatever. Just so it looks kind of like that, or however, I don't know. Some of this might be a little long, but I don't want to cut it, so I'm just going to kind of stick it in there in places. Then I'm going to take my lemons that I got from Amazon, and I'm just going to start sticking some of those down in here. You wouldn't have to put the lemons. This is so pretty in itself. It really doesn't even need the lemons, but I just want to put some lemons in here. You can see what we're getting. It's beautiful, and I have hardly any money in it. Like I said, I'll link these lemons that I got on Amazon, but I just think they look so realistic. But just look at this, how beautiful this is. Now, if you wanted, you could take and push it all in there. I just wanted to have some come out, but is that not beautiful? It's so gorgeous. I just love it. So, let me go get Maggie and let her say hi to you. Well, here is the baby. She had her little nest made in there on the couch. Maggie, were you asleep? Oh, she says, Mama, I'm so tired. I just so tired. But this is such a beautiful little presentation. I'm going to do a flower arrangement in it for Easter pretty sure that's where we're headed. But like I said, I don't have any floral, so I wanted to get something just to let you see it decorated. You wouldn't have to put the lemons in it. You could just use greenery, or you could just use lemons. This just looks like an old world vessel, and I couldn't be more happier with it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out on YouTube. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe and become a member of our family. And if you subscribe, hit that notification bell and set it to all so you won't miss an upload. So I will see you Tuesday, and I'm not sure what, but we will do something on Tuesday. So, and I'll go ahead and take the camera down and let you get a good look at this up close. So until next time, bye guys. Okay, well, here it is. I added more lemons because I thought it needed it, and you get a lot of those lemons from Amazon, but just look at this. You can make that as dark as you want. As a matter of fact, who knows, I may go back and touch it up with some real dark in places, but I love it. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think I need to add some more dark, a different dark in areas. Let me know what you think.